Imagine waking up to the sound of horses trotting past your window, spending your day without a phone, no internet, and working on a farm alongside people who reject modern conveniences. Could you handle it? I spent a week living like the Amish in Pennsylvania, and it completely shifted my view on life, technology, and happiness. Stick around to find out what it was really like and how it changed me. This experience opened my eyes to a way of life that many of us might dismiss as outdated, but it holds powerful lessons we can all learn from. In a world driven by technology, social media, and endless distractions, the Amish community stands out as a group that has chosen a simpler path. They live without modern conveniences, no electricity, no cars, and no smartphones, yet they thrive with a sense of peace, community, and purpose that many of us struggle to find. I wanted to see if this lifestyle could teach me something, so I decided to immerse myself in their world for an entire week. Here's what I experienced and the surprising lessons I took away. This week was not just about observing the Amish, it was about stepping into their shoes, participating in their daily routines, and understanding the values that shape their lives. One. Waking up to simplicity. Each day began at sunrise, with the sound of horses and buggies outside. There was no alarm clock, just the natural rhythm of life. Mornings were peaceful, no screens, no rush, just a cup of fresh coffee and the sounds of nature. This slower start made me realize how often I begin my day stressed, reaching for my phone the second I wake up. The Amish taught me the power of starting the day calmly and intentionally. Instead of scrolling through emails or social media, I spent the first moments of the day reflecting, appreciating the quiet, and preparing mentally for the work ahead. This set a tone of mindfulness that carried through the entire day. I noticed how much clearer my thoughts were and how my mood improved simply by eliminating that chaotic digital noise we often invite into our mornings. 2. Hard work, but with purpose. Life on an Amish farm is physically demanding. My days were filled with tasks like gathering eggs, milking cows, and helping with the harvest. Everything was done by hand. At first, it was exhausting, but soon I noticed something. The work was deeply satisfying. Unlike the mental exhaustion I often feel after staring at a computer screen all day, this was different. It felt rewarding to see the results of my labor: fresh produce, warm bread, and a clean barn. Physical work, I realized, connects you to life in a way that modern jobs often don't. There was a rhythm to the labor: feeding the animals, tending the garden, and preparing for the next day. This cycle created a sense of accomplishment with every task completed. It was hard work, but there was pride in every effort. It reminded me of something we often forget: work can be fulfilling when it feels meaningful and directly impacts those around you. Every egg collected or vegetable harvested would later nourish someone in the household. That kind of work feeds both the body and the soul. 3. No technology, freedom, not restriction. Going a week without a phone or internet felt impossible at first. I reached for my pocket out of habit, only to find nothing there. But after the initial discomfort, something surprising happened. I felt free. I was more present in conversations. I noticed small details in my surroundings. I felt less anxious, less pressured to keep up with the world online. Disconnecting didn't isolate me, it brought me closer to the people around me. Without constant notifications pulling me in different directions, I was able to fully engage in whatever I was doing, whether it was preparing a meal, helping repair a barn, or simply talking to someone. I realized how often technology fractures our attention. The Amish showed me what it feels like to give your undivided attention to a moment, and that kind of presence is incredibly rare in the modern world. Meals made from scratch. Every meal was homemade, from scratch, using fresh ingredients from the farm. Bread baked in the morning, vegetables straight from the garden, and hearty stews simmering for hours. There were no processed foods, no microwaves, just real, nourishing meals. Eating this way made me appreciate food differently. I felt healthier, more energized, and more connected to what I was putting into my body. Cooking was not a rushed task but a communal activity. Family members gathered in the kitchen, each contributing something. There was laughter, storytelling, and patience as meals were prepared. This made me realize how detached I had become from the process of creating food. In the modern world, we often see cooking as a chore. For the Amish, it was an experience, a way to bond and nourish both the body and relationships. 5. Strong sense of community. The Amish thrive on community. Neighbors help each other build barns, families gather for meals, and no one is left to struggle alone. There's a deep sense of belonging and support that's rare in modern society. I realized how often we isolate ourselves, relying on texts and social media instead of genuine face-to-face interactions. The Amish showed me the value of being present and truly connected to those around you. When someone needed help, the entire community rallied together. Whether it was building a new home or assisting during an illness, no one faced hardship alone. This kind of unity fosters trust, reduces loneliness, and creates a support system that is increasingly absent in our digitally driven world. I left with a renewed understanding of how much we need each other, not just online, but in real life. 6. Finding joy in the simple things. With no screens to distract me, I found joy in simple moments, watching the sunset, listening to laughter during dinner, feeling the soil in my hands. Life slowed down, but it became richer. I realized how much happiness can be found in the everyday, if we just pause to notice it. The simplicity of the Amish lifestyle wasn't boring, it was fulfilling. I didn't need entertainment from a screen because my surroundings were beautiful. I didn't need likes on social media because I had genuine conversations. The simple act of sitting on a porch after a long day, sharing stories, became a highlight. I realized that sometimes, we complicate life in search of happiness when, in reality, it often lies in the simplest things. Key takeaway: living like the Amish for a week taught me that happiness doesn't come from having more, it comes from slowing down, being present, and focusing on what truly matters. We don't need to give up technology completely, but we can all benefit from stepping back, simplifying, and reconnecting with the world around us. This experience showed me that life becomes richer when we strip away the noise and prioritize what truly matters: health, relationships, and purpose. Would you ever try living without technology for a week? Or have you experienced a simple lifestyle that changed your perspective? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories on finding balance in a modern world.